All right. I am feeling good today. I got my workout in. So welcome back. I'm medicated. I got caffeine. And I'm my first three-peater today, Liv Pavlov. And yeah, I'm excited. We're going to do like Dakini 101, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But before we dive into that, I want to ask you, before I forget, what's turning you on in life or making you feel the most alive right now?
Yeah. Two things. One, the fall coming in and
Mm.
like waking up every morning. I try to go out and stand on the grass and just put my feet on the ground and look at the sun and like that cool breeze. Oh my gosh, that is making me feel alive. I say I turned into an indoor cat this summer. I was just like hibernating.
Yeah,
Yeah,
me too,
I'm normally
especially
not like
here.
that. But yeah, fall and just connecting with the nature of fall. And my community here. I just
Mm,
have so many good friends and like really almost every day I could be doing something and that is turning me on.
yeah,
Yeah.
I do love I saw this funny meme, that's set for Austin
Uh-huh.
winter. It's like it's or th fall. Starts at 6 a.m., ends at 9 a.m.
Yeah, totally right. Because then it's like 95 and yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, but I am ready to, like, get cozy and, like, all that stuff.
Hmm.
I love the nice little chill. Um, so I would love to dive in. We had, like, a little power sesh, so I'm like, "Boom, boom," I'm ready to go. Um, I wanna start off, like, what is a dakini?
Hmm. Yeah. So, yeah, as we were dropping in, Dakini means sky dancer. So,
Mm,
to me, this translation from Sanskrit means having one foot in the spiritual realm or
mm,
the other realms, the other world, and one foot in earth, like really grounded. And, another word that is the same translation is shaman. Actually, it
oh, I
has the
didn't realize
same
that.
to have one foot in both worlds. But yeah, that's what Dakini actually means. And more commonly now, people who offer any kind of tantric healing, tantric coaching, are identifying and using that word as being a Dakini to encompass and be a label for like, okay, you're not just a coach, you're not a masseuse. Like,
Mm,
what are you? Oh, I'm a Dakini. So
yeah.
yeah.
I
Hmm.
have, like, the labeling of it, or, like, I'm like that's what I've had, I'm like, what do I call myself?" You know?
Hmm.
Is it
Hmm.
this or that? And I know
Yeah.
because a lot of times when people think about tantra, they think immediately, like, sex or in that realm, like, how do you describe, like, the deeper underlying intention or purpose of the
Hmm.
body work,
Hmm.
beyond just the erotic? Because I know that that's part of it, but I feel
Hmm.
like it's yeah.
It's a big question and a good one. So I like to come back to the definition of Tantra, which means to weave together. That's
Mm.
actually also the
Mm.
translation, to weave together. And so to me, a Dakini is someone that is supporting me to weave together different parts of myself. So that might be to weave together my sexual trauma and my desire to have a healthy, intimate life, right? Or to weave together my body and my soul, or my spirit and my being,
Mm,
or my hidden shadow desires and the things I've never, my deep, dark secrets and self acceptance, right? To
mm,
me, um, the role of a Dakini and then the male version, or it is very gendered, but is a Daka or a Dakini, is someone who's supporting me to bring different parts of myself together into greater wholeness. And I think specifically, Tantra, once you kind of come into the world of like, ooh, Tantra, what is it? Sex. Ooh, it's sparkly. Then I think the next thing people encounter is like, wow, this is a realm of like deep acceptance for all people, all lifestyles, all ways of being, all life paths and histories. And maybe even to a fault sometimes, I think, in the tantric community. But that's what it's really about to me is like when I'm working with someone, when I'm supporting them, there's usually something that someone is dealing with, right? Whether it's I'm dealing with a literal what people would call sexual dysfunction, right? I'm either, a lot of times women come in and they're saying, I'm feeling a lot of numbness in my body, or I, check out and dissociate during sex. What do I do with that? How do I actually learn to bring that into having a present, loving, healthy connection with my body and sex? Or, men are often drawn in through like, coming too quickly, or I want to learn how to, you know, have more feeling of control over my body, or, I don't know how to pick partners that make me feel safe or connected. And so people often will kind of come in through the door of something's going on, a challenge sexually, but it's always so much deeper than that. It's always like really then looking at, okay, well, where did that start? And why is that happening? And did that come from something in your last marriage, or in your childhood, or, what you learned from your church that you're constantly struggling to integrate, right? And so, yeah, I really feel that my purpose is supporting people to weave together parts of themselves that have felt hard to hold or understand or
I
integrate.
love that definition, or because I feel like I've heard different definitions, but and when you said something about it meaning like weave together too, I immediately thought like weave those different parts, and then also like helping people maybe weave together like the sky dancer element, like the spirit and the human space. So it's basically a bridge,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so interesting to me. I'm curious, like, let's see. And I know that I've worked with you before too. And like in previous episodes, I think earlier, like 3 years ago, we had a session on like before I did the yoni healing session
Yep.
and then after. And I just remember you saying like we had a conversation about expanding the capacity to feel. And I was like, you said something about it. Yeah. In all directions.
Yes.
Because I was like, whoa, I have this high joy. And then like but the opposite spectrum of that is how I guess, quote unquote, low or that I could feel or traverse, right? The scale, I guess.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. What do you suggest for people that are like wanting to bring more presence to like their sex life or to their, encounters?
That's a great question. Hmm. Well, I would start with like noticing where you lose presence. Like some of us lose presence when we feel like things are moving too slow, right? It's like some of it, like that awkward pause in the connection or the conversation. It's like some of us lose presence and go into like, oh my God, I need to do something, right? And other people lose presence when things get too intense, like when there's too much sensation, or too many people in the room, or too much going on, or whatever it is. And so I think the first thing would be awareness, like that. I have this approach I've been using and teaching in my recent class. It's called Sensual Medicine Therapy. And there's 4 steps. And the first step is bringing awareness to whatever is happening. And so I would say that is the place to begin. And then the second step is about expanding our somatic capacity. So like our body's capacity to feel and help us stay present. And so honestly, it sounds so simple, it's so cliche, but breathing. Like I think I know for myself and for most of my clients, like the hardest thing to remember to do when we're receiving any kind of touch, much less intimate touch, is breathe. Like, and not because we kind of go like, like I'm breathing, but not really, but like, and that just completely tells our body to open, to relax, to expand, and the body then helps us stay present. So honestly, those would be my 2 like tips that could apply to anyone, no matter what you're experiencing, is notice what's happening. Why am I checking out? When do I lose presence? And then when I do, breathe.
So
I
good. Go
know it's
on.
so cliche, but it's like actually game changer.
Yeah. I'm like, I know I lose presence when I have this phone. No. And yeah, that's like, getting curious about that. That's cool. Now I'm curious about the other 2 steps of your sensual medicine. What did you say? Sensual medicine? Love that.
Yeah. Then the next one is erotic reclamation. So reclaiming our connection with our eros. So eros for me is the word of life force energy. And sometimes we think of eros as like just the sparkly turn on feeling that we feel in our genitals. But I think of eros as the same thing that grows my fingernails or gives me a new inspiration or motivates me to get up and do my workout in the morning, right? And when I'm feeling like low in my eros in my body, I'm not very motivated in my work, in my life, to do stuff, to have new ideas. And I think that eros is so often suppressed and shut down because the world has this kind of context that a lot of us have learned that it's not safe to be fully alive and fully expressed or too much or too sexy or too out there, too whatever. And so the process of erotic reclamation for me and the way that I've been working with it is like, can I learn by myself, with myself, one-on-one at home when there's no one else in the room to like actually turn up the volume on that aliveness, whether it's through dance, through movement, through like vigorously just rubbing my whole body head to toe, whether it is like what we would call self-pleasure or bringing touch to my genitals, whatever it is, it's like, can I reclaim that my liveness is mine and it's okay to have it and I can cultivate it. So that's the next step. And then the fourth part is erotic embodiment. So once I can do that by myself, once I can turn on and feel alive and have more motivation, have more energy for my workouts and my kids and my life and my everything, then can I actually take that into the world? Can I embody that? How do I get dressed, right? Like today I was like, okay, I'm going to wear double earrings because I'm going on the podcast with her. Like, just who cares, right? But it's fun. Like, how can I just bring me, a little more of me, my expression, my aliveness into my body and into what I do and how I show up in the world. So that's the fourth step. Yeah.
Yeah. And I love, I kind of thought about, you mentioned your, I want to talk about like maybe like the moms, like they're doing stuff or like have, a mile long to-do list or errands or, like maybe the length, like maybe it doesn't have to be a certain length or maybe speak to that a little bit. Cause I feel like, like not adding to their list in a way, where I'm trying to go with this.
Yeah, like for moms especially who have a lot on their plate, how can they embody this and have this without it being like, oh my God, I have to go to a retreat or I have to take an hour, which, is $30 more of my nanny or whatever it is. Yeah, totally. Well, yeah, for anyone watching that doesn't know, I have a 20-month-old daughter. She's not quite 2, not quite 1.5. So I've deeply been on this journey myself of, being pregnant, going through birth and postpartum, what that's been like. And yeah, I would really say I felt so humbled throughout the whole journey of just like, wow, my connection to my eros and my life force was top priority before I got pregnant and before I had her. And pretty instantly after getting pregnant, it's like that being is now number one priority, like whether you want it to be or not, really, And so I just have a lot of personal compassion for that. And I do say the biggest gift of motherhood is that I'm not the most important person in my life anymore. And actually, like, wow, what a godsend that is. Like, what a godsend it is to have to think of someone else first. So I want to start with that. But I say literally 5 or 10 minutes practice can make the world of difference. And I actually have been teaching a class where I do a practice a week. I send a practice and it's between 5 and 10 minutes. So hopefully anyone can do it. I have moms in the program, they're doing it. And, I think some of the easy, simple places to start are put on one song and dance to it, right? And you can incorporate your kids. Like that's, it's beautiful if you can have it before they wake up. Or like my hack is often as soon as Anna falls asleep for her nap, I go do my pleasure practice. I put her down And it's like pretty good because I don't usually want to do it right away in the morning. And so, midday, whatever it is, afternoon, by the time she's going down for her nap, it's like, go do that now, and then go do the dishes, and then go do the emails, and then, but dance to one song, put on a 5 or a 10-minute timer, and just self-massage on your whole body. It can be really beautiful to look in the mirror and look at your body and look at all the changes you've gone through, or look at the places that are hard to accept or that we judge or criticize, and like just bring touch and like, okay, like let's say it's your thighs, like, oh, okay, this is my body. These are my thighs. Like you said, how do we get more present? Like bringing that presence, looking at yourself in the mirror, breathing with yourself. Those are a couple of my top
I love that.
tips.
Yeah. I think moms are not. Oh yeah, go ahead.
One last thing I'll say. I remember one of the first things I started doing again after birth was working with a yoni egg, which people may or may not know what that is, but it's literally a little tiny egg, crystal egg. And the Japanese Dakinis really loved those and were who kind of started using them. And it's a tool that both like strengthens and tones and supports just blood flow and juice flow and nervous system flow inside your yoni. And so I started working with my yoni egg again after I had my baby. And that was really, really good for me. And like literally you can just kind of breathe and consciously breathe the egg into your body. And like that could be your practice for the day.
Yeah.
So, and then let the egg be in there. And it supports with, bringing back lubrication. It supports with kind of finding a healthy, like sometimes after birth, our yoni actually starts working way too hard to like pull everything back together. That's what I felt, because when people have this myth of like, you're going to have a baby and you're going to lose all the tone in your yoni. It's like actually not always true. Or if there is an over relaxation, having that egg in there helps make it like a accurate level of tone.
Wow. Yeah. And it also reminds me, it's a good reminder for me to use mine.
Yeah.
Because I have a couple in like my nightstand.
Yeah.
And then also it just makes me smile because I think of like my former therapist and how she was also very much a guide and sacred sexuality and all that too. She's like, well, and she's like, it was a black obsidian. And she's like, you could also use it to get rid of any devil dick energy.
She said that to you. Oh my God.
And I just love it.